I swear I'm cursed to deal with more entitled assholes. Just recently I was injured on the job, so I can't work and can't shop like I used to. If I need to get something from my store, I need someone to assist me. My mom was the only one available. Anyways, I just made a recent trip to the store with my mom. After shopping, we went to take the bus home for convenience. When the bus doors opened, my mom got on before me, and right when I was getting on the bus behind her, a woman, maybe 50, 60-year-old, tried to cut in line. I told her I was up first, and her response, or more like excuse, was I'm a senior citizen, while showing her senior citizen Metro card. I tell her she shouldn't be cutting a line, and before she could put her card in, I immediately thrust my hand in front of her and put my card in. I wish I'd showed her my injured hand just to add more as to why her elderly status meant nothing, especially when she ran in front of me to get on a bus. What a bitch. Hi, a little backstory. Me and my family are on a cruise, and there's a Chinese restaurant that is really popular on board. So me and my family are waiting in line to go into this restaurant, and a lady and her husband are behind us. She starts to move away from the line, and I think nothing of it. Then she starts to walk into the restaurant without being assigned a seat. My father notices this and goes to talk to her. Father, hey, we were waiting here first. EB, relax. We are just asking a question. My father gets back in line where we were. 5 minutes later, EB calls in all her friends. My father walks up to EB and starts talking again. Father, you can't just call in a group of people. EB, we were waiting here first. At this point, a server who's watching walks up to them. Waiter, ma'am, you need to get out. EB starts freaking out and attempts to kick the waiter. Waiter, get out. Now. EB, this piece of shit, points to father, tried to assault me. My family leaves before this escalates. The next day, our stewardess apologizes and tells us the lady will be forced to get off on the next stop without being refunded. Too long, didn't wait. EB tries to cut in line, gets told off, tries to kick waiter, and gets forced off the cruise without her money. Yesterday, I was at Costco because I was buying some things in bulk. I live in the South, so of course the store was filled to the brim with old people. I had a cart full of things, and each checkout line was going back about 15, 20-ish carts back. It was a shit show from the time I walked in, but I was in dire need of things only at Costco. I was just a few carts away from the checkout when a entitled hag started walking over to me with a half-full cart. EH, excuse me, can I cut in front of you? Me, no, sorry, I have to be somewhere. EH, why did you come here then? Just let me in. I'll take no time at all. I need to go too. Me, you've got quite a lot of items, so no. At this point, I was annoyed, because wouldn't she have to be at 3 p.m. dinner at the retirement community? Now she was getting mad. Whoa there, you don't want any more wrinkles. Me, just go to the back and be fair to everyone else. And EH, no! Ugh, what an idiot. She successfully wove into a spot 2 to 3 carts in front of me. It turns out she never even had a membership. That, her cart, and her yelling at the cashier made me late to dinner. God, I wish snowboard season would end. Too long, didn't read. I am almost to the front of a long line at Costco with a full cart when an old lady yells at me for not letting her in front of me. She got in the line and didn't have a membership. This just happened on my lunch break, and I still can't get over it. There's a really popular ramen place by my work that doesn't open until 11, and usually has a line before they even open. They used to do Yelp check-in, but have since stopped. The way it works now is when you arrive, you put your name, number of people in your party, and number on an iPad that's out front, and then wait to be called. Easy enough. My group got there around 11:30, and we could see the line from the back of the parking lot. Oh well, we could still try anyways. I get out of the car while they park to put our name in, and here's where our EB comes in. My finger is literally touching the iPad when all of a sudden I'm pushed hard away from it. I catch myself and look over to see EB putting her name in. Me, excuse me, but I was actually putting my name in. EB, I didn't see you. Random bystander. You did see her. We all just saw you literally push her out of your way. Me, well, there it is, so let me put my party first, please. EB, fine, but only because I don't know how to work this. Okay, at this point, I'm just trying to put my name in as fast as possible and get away because she was breathing down my neck and frustrating me so much. I finish up and start to walk away before I feel someone pulling me back by my shoulder. Evie, excuse me, are you not going to put my name in? Me, huh? I obviously don't work here. You put your name in yourself. Evie, but I told you before, I don't know how to work it, so you need to put my name in. After all, I did let you go in front of me. The least you can do is help and respect your elders. Me, okay, I honestly don't care if you know how to work it or not. It's self-explanatory. Figure it out. Also, you didn't let me go ahead of you. You pushed me out of the way and tried to cut me. The least you can do is learn how to respect people. Have a good rest of your day. I started to walk away towards my group, and she's still yelling at me to help her. Didn't even turn around. I just let her go on her rant. Finally, an employee came out and put her name on the list, but the entire time he's helping her, she's ranting to him about rude customers and people needing to learn respect. The funny thing is, if she wasn't so rude, I would have gladly assisted her, but I don't give into entitled behavior. So I was waiting at Walgreens Pharmacy to pick up my medication for a cold double ear infection sinus infection straight out of hell combo. And I was second in line. I was noticeably sick, runny nose, sneezing, coughing, but I was covering my face with tissue and trying not to breathe on anyone. A little old lady, maybe in her 80s, comes up behind me and asks if I'm sick. I thought she was being empathetic, so I gave her a small smile and said, "Yes, unfortunately I am." She replies, "Oh, well, I don't want to get sick. You don't mind if I go ahead in front of you in line, right?" And then she starts to walk in front of me. I was kind of taken aback by what she was doing, so I said, "Actually, since I'm sick, I think I should probably go first so I can get my medication and head home to get in bed." And then we took my spot in line. She looked really shocked and shook her head incredulously and started muttering to herself about how rude I was. Am I the asshole here? I feel as though she thought she could break all rules of civilization simply due to her age. I used to work at a 3-bay Avis Lube in Midland, Texas, about a solid 8 months ago. To those who have never lived there, especially in the summer spring months, it is hot. A low of high 80s Fahrenheit, so temperatures are usually risen, and there is a lot of people that are rude just due to the heat. That day I was working as a customer service advisor and had to get cars in order of when they arrived on the lot. And we had already had a decent track of cars in the back, each row except the one row which had two. This is not counting the cars that were already in the bay. So I was doing my best to get people servicing on their way. Then we get this one guy, that guy. If you ever worked in the lube business, you know that guy. But if not, I am talking about the guy that doesn't take his place in line but parks. I let out an audible sigh as I walk over, put on a smile, and being as courteous as I can, and he was fairly respectful. Even told me he had parked because he was a drop-off and figured we may prioritize other people over his car, which we do not. First come, first serve, so I told him that I would guide into the next spot in line when our start pulled up. She was about to pull into the spot, but since I was guiding in another customer, I had to stop as I guided the customer in. When I did that, much to my chagrin, she rolls down her window and screams, "Effing really?" at me. I simply look at her and shrug, simply stating he was here first before walking back into the bay. My AM told me to go on my break, and I let him know to get someone else out there because someone just pulled in. I would have dealt with her, but she assumed that she was going to be a problem. The AM told me he would take care of it as I walked over to the Burger King to grab some quick lunch and bring it back. Well, when I get back, and my AM walks over to me asking if I flipped her off. I told her no. I just let her know that the car was there first, shrugged, and walked off. Well, he went out to talk to the woman, and later you just hear as her wheels screech, the gravel flying under her tires as she sped off the property. My AM told me that he tried to fix the situation, but she kept on telling him how bad of an employee I was, and how she knew Barbara Kent, the wife of the CEO who owns the company that owns Avis Lube, which wouldn't be too far off if they did live in town. But we hear that line so often that we brush it off as whatever. And well, my AM, being the nice guy that he was, asked how he could help, and she literally stated, well, you can get that little shit out here so I can run him over, to which my AM told her to leave the property before he called the cops. I still get a kick out of that story to this day, man. To the lady, if she reads this, I ain't even mad, bro. We all have lives to live. This happened a few weeks ago at a local fast food restaurant here in the Philippines. It was a hot day and I wanted to get some sundae to cool off. The lines were pretty long, but I decided to just wait. The line I happened to be in was shorter than the rest, important later. When it was my turn to be served, this lady, she was in the line next to me, which was longer, jumps in front and starts telling the cashier her orders. I was not happy. The cashier was also stunned for a moment. So I waved my hand in front of the woman to cut her off and simply say, "One sundae, please." The woman looked shocked but could not say anything as the cashier rings up my sundae. When she tries to go back to her line, she sees someone else is already being served. I paid for my sundae and left.